started. Yay. Becky Lou, I'm like, tonight's for you, sweetheart, because tonight we're talking about my house, I think. So I didn't have a guest for tonight, and there was a few things, but there's going to be a good show next week. And so I just thought, like, I'll do a quick one tonight. It's like the summer solstice, right? So shouldn't we all be like outside eating a hot dog or something? So I am Molly. Everybody in the chat knows me, but if you've just landed on this planet, I was a young child. Here's my family. This is my baby sister, the Kate Awakening. She doesn't want me to show you this picture, I'm sure. So let's zoom in. Oh, Kate. This is how I share photos. Did I go live on YouTube? Yeah, I think I'm live on YouTube. And so then I was a child actor and I did some dumb shit. And then after that, I got even dumber. And I just kind of escalated from there. I want this one next. So I was a teenage punk rocker. And then I started doing costuming and making all kinds of stuff. And I used to be hot. And now I look like this. So I peaked early. It's fantastic. I was a cop there for a while and loved it. Best job ever. But now I work at the Stop, Drop, and Roll Township Fire Department. Call me. Just kidding. Don't. So now I'm a firefighter here in Michigan. And like, life's not that exciting. Like, I used to drive around my drunk drag queen friends as they snorted things in my back seat. And now, like, the most exciting stuff is that I have going on in my life is that I found a really good primer for kitchen cabinets. And that's like what I do. All I've been doing is like home stuff. So I just thought we'd have like a quick, because I know everybody keeps asking me for like pictures of the house. And like, I kind of just like, I'm so busy, like on the floor, scraping and sanding and priming and buying stuff and everything that I just haven't really like documented it very well. And there's so many good things out there that are showing like their progress. One, my house isn't going to be like classically beautiful. It's going to be very Molly. So there's that. So I'm going to show you some pictures of what's going on. And I don't care if you don't like them because I paid for the place and I'll make it mine. I don't know why I have this picture up. Oh, I think I was going to say I used to have a 20-inch waist and now I own 20 grits of sandpaper. So, okay, so I moved into this little house in the Midwest and it is a 100-year-old house. And so it's a total grandma and grandpa house, little like brick exterior and parquet floors and a little wishing well and all this stuff. It's very cute, but it's very like 60s, 70s. We'll get into that. And so there's some stuff to touch and some stuff to not touch. I love old stuff. Maybe I was born in the wrong era, but I really love me some old grandma, grandpa stuff. The first thing I touched was the master bedroom. It's, they say 4 bedrooms, but we're talking Michigan here. Like, they'll call anything a bedroom. In fact, when I was looking at houses, there was this one they called a 2-bedroom. It was a 2-closet. It was so small, you can't have a dresser at all, and that's not going to work for me. I still have all my clothes from my drag queen years. Do they fit? No, they don't. Am I getting rid of them? No, I'm not. And it had this crazy like staircase to get down to the basement, and then the basement was like large, but like it was literally a staircase. So there wouldn't be any way to really like get boxes of stuff down the stairs to store them. It was such a weird house. And the lady was out front and the owner, and she was very angry and it just was like not a good vibe. Like, so I get you're selling your house. It's traumatic. I sold my last house to a very angry man who then wanted to renegotiate the contract because he realized he was poor after he promised me a closing date. He's still an a-hole. I love 60s and 70s style. Oh, good, Becky Lou, because have I got some stuff for you. And if you want to send me any like tips, links, like images of anything, please do. I am Molly Sleuth at the Gmail. Flood me with all kinds of stuff because I am like all about, I've been all over and I discovered Temu. I know it's Chinese garbage. I don't even care because they have some of the most perfectly ugly stuff that I require and it's inexpensive. And honestly, like you go on Etsy or something and you're just paying somebody else to buy stuff from Temu. So I might as well just get it straight from the garbage factory. Okay, so how do you feel about red Becky Lou Woo? Oh, we'll find out. I don't even have pictures of the good red. I know what you're talking about, but you're getting ahead. First, we're going to talk green. Okay, so this was the master bedroom. It had this like old crusty carpet that was like wrinkled and folded and like full of 700 years of human skin. So that's good. And it had some ugly curtains. It has some good windows. So this house, I don't know if you'd call it a split level, like with each set of stairs, like 5 stairs and 5 stairs and 6 stairs. And it's like a 5-story house, like half a level at a time. It's like a roller coaster inside. It's very exciting. So this is like its own floor. So nothing looks in. I've got lots of plants in the window now. I don't have a picture of the bedroom now, but this was the first room I started with. And it's this gorgeous green color now. And I think the green is called Shamrock. And because the guy at the carpet store was like, oh, is that the room that you get lucky in? I was like, I scratched my lottery tickets in the car, sir. Anyway, so it's got green carpet now. When I went into the carpet store, I'm like, do you have like a kids section or like a mentally ill section? Because this beige situation's like not happening. I'm not paying for beige. So it's like this green color and green carpet and all my furniture is like old, like real wood antiques. And so all the brown of the antique wood looks really great with all this green. And the theme is Creature from the Black Lagoon because he's my favorite movie monster. And so there's a lot of creature stuff in there. I have a bunch of glow-in-the-dark Virgin Marys that I collect. So there's like a whole pile of those. And then I don't know if you can see this, but the whole ceiling is covered in glow-in-the-dark stars. And then I took one of those like stupid disc light fixture, what do they call that? The shade. And I just took a plastic bag and I filled it with glow-in-the-dark spray paint. And then I took another crunchy plastic bag and just sponge painted it. So it kind of looks like a moon that's glow-in-the-dark. I'm eternally like 9 years old and I just think that glow-in-the-dark is fantastic. So it's so magical to just like lay there and look up at the stars and the moon and just be like, this is rad. And my glow-in-the-dark like monsters. Lots of plants in there. I don't even have pictures of the plants. I do have pictures of plants in another room. Like this is I don't know if you'd call it the den. There's like 2 living rooms to this house because it's so split level. And this is like before I did anything with it. The wood is a little bit darker now. There's a lot more plants in there. This is like when I first moved in and hadn't moved any furniture in or anything. And it's a bigger room than this. It's got more sides to it, but it's essentially a library and a music room. My record player is in there and a bunch of seating. I've got a fireplace. So this is kind of like a magical, just like hangout spot. And I took that mirror down above the fireplace, and now it's this beautiful painting of this serene kind of forest with a lake, and this little grandma is like tending to a garden, and the grandma on it looks like my grandma, and she has like the same denim skirt that my grandma had. I saw it on Craigslist, and I was like, I don't care where this is, I'm coming over right now. And it nearly didn't fit in my car, and I was like, I'll hold it out the window, like I'm taking this freaking painting. So that was the second room I did, and I don't have any pictures of that. Sorry. And a centaur. I don't have a centaur yet. Oh, I think I need a centaur in the painting. No, it's just a grandma tending to a garden. It's very serene. There's no centaurs in Serenity. But so I have a million houseplants. Well, like 70, 100 houseplants. And I buy vintage like monsters figurines, like old action figures and stuff, and I hide them in the plants. And I don't know why I'm telling you all this. I guess, like, to me, it's like, it just adds that like energy. Like, to me, old monsters are just like the best feeling. It's like fun and creepy and exciting, and like I just love old monsters. So I put them in all the houseplants. This whole house is going to be kind of like a monster-tasm. But yeah. Okay, so let me show you the kitchen. The kitchen was this. It's got a parquet floor. The parquet floor is in good condition. It had these really old, worn out cabinets. The interior of the cabinets was really grimy and gross, and there was really no cleaning them. I am of the mindset that you never touch real wood. It is only for stain and oil. But this wood wasn't nice wood. It just happened to be like unpainted, greasy, nasty wood. So this was the bane of my existence, guys. Here to tell you. Oh, I should open up the comments in case there's comments on YouTube as well. And there is. Hi, Pammy. Thank God it's Friday. This is true. And then there was like this floral wallpaper that wrapped around everywhere. This is me like taking out all the shelves. So this was kind of part of the process. But the parquet floor is really cute, and everything else in there was white. The grout was gross, and then this like white trim around it was like greasy and gross. So I did a lot to it. But the cabinets, can I just tell you, like, I would buy a house with no roof before I buy a house that needs the cabinets painted. Like, it was so awful. Every single door, the door is 6 sides. Every single facet inside the cabinet is another 95 sides. Every shelf you add is 5 more sides. Well, actually 3, if you don't see the sides. It's just, and then, okay, I was going from dark green to white. I picked a good primer. I spent money, people. It still took me like 6 coats of the real cabinet paint on top of like 2 coats of primer. Every day was just like, another freaking coat. And you could still see the ghost of the last coat. And I'm pretty fastidious. Like, I am attention to detail. So it wasn't like I was doing a sloppy job and then you could see like streaks the next day. Like, it just wasn't covering. And I spent big money. I don't know. Never again. But anyway, so here is what it started as. And this is basically what it is now. So all the cabinets are white. The knobs in here are, some of them are gold and some of them are the old brass, but they're going to be black and, I don't know, I can't zoom in. They're going to be black and porcelain. And then the wall, what little wall there is this beautiful mint color, and it's called Sprinkle. And it is the cleanest blue mint that has ever existed. It's no gray in it at all. It is so clean, and it has such a great feeling to it. I painted another kitchen that color. I had a lot more wall then. And then this is just a rug. And that's a real easy way to just sort of like redo it, because there's parquet floor everywhere. And I do love the parquet floor, but I just feel like, one, it's hell to clean because you have 87,000 layers going 93 directions. And a rug, you just throw that in the washing machine, like washable rugs. I don't think I'll ever buy a rug that's not washable again. because it's so easy to just throw that in the washing machine and it's good. So, and then I've got like everything I own is red for the kitchen, and that's why I couldn't keep this green, because I couldn't. Oh, and then here's one other picture of the kitchen, and that was the before I started. Now the grout is all black, and all the trim molding around it is all black. And I'm kind of done in the kitchen, besides those knobs that I'm going to paint. And I want to get another shower or a faucet that's like higher, so that you're not like whacking your dish in the sink to try to wash it. I mean, there's a few things, I guess, but otherwise it's kind of done. That might be the worst wallpaper ever forged. There was a lot of it, let me tell you. It was kind of everywhere. And this was my first time taking out wallpaper. And one, I got a quote. So one of my girlfriends was going to move in, and she was like, I'm not coming anywhere near that place if it's full of wallpaper. And I'm like, well, I don't know how I'm going to get it all out in that time. So I got a quote, and for this tiny space in the kitchen and a tiny space in the bathroom, because there's not a lot of wall in those two rooms, and 2 bedrooms, was going to be $3,550. And so we were able to rip this wallpaper out completely out of the kitchen and bathroom in like 3 hours total. And then, and the quote was, he wasn't even going to patch it. He wasn't going to prime it. Just get the wallpaper off of the wall. I bought one of those steamers. Here's a hot tip for you. I bought a steamer. It boiled the wall. It literally bubbled paint underneath the wallpaper, and the wallpaper didn't come off. You just get a little corner and peel off. Wallpaper is 2 layers. The shiny side that you see, and then underneath that, I think I got a good picture. Underneath that is like a real tissuey, papery layer. And that layer, hold on, I know I got a good picture. And in that layer, you spray this stuff. I don't know what it is, but it's blue, and it's a gel. This stuff. So you spray, I don't know if it may be too weird, but that yellowy, oh, that's upside down. Not that you know. I know, but so that tissuey stuff, you spray it with this blue like Windex spray that comes at Lowe's in the wallpaper section. They have liquid and they have gel. Listen up. Doesn't matter which one you get, but spray it down. You want it to be real wet. It's going to soak in. Then just take a regular water bottle spray and just spray it with more water. If you get the gel or the liquid, it doesn't matter. And that'll make your money go a lot further, because you can really wet it down, but it has the active ingredient that's going to have that tissuey, papery part just come off. You want to use a good scraper. Nothing that's going to really gouge the wall, although you see like gouges happen. Who cares? You're going to paint it and sand and do all that stuff anyway. And, but like plastic spatulas that are not usually sharp enough to really like get under that paper layer. And you let it soak real nice for like maybe 5 minutes while you're spraying a big area, what really soaks in. And then it's just tedious work. Tedious work is like my favorite thing in the world. Like I love just like sitting on the floor, like scraping one little tiny tile at a time. Like I'll do that forever. So I didn't mind it. I don't mind painting. And that's really all this house needed. It didn't need any like construction stuff. It just had some things that needed to be freshened up. So this is the other living room. Parquet floor. It's cute. Again, wallpaper everywhere. So, and this is where the bunnies are living right now. I think there's a picture of the bunnies. So when the bunnies first got there, they were in jail and they couldn't come out and play because there was too much like construction stuff and too many tools out and too many things that they could get injured on and too many chemicals. So they only had half a room. And so this is poor Puloma saying, let me out. I want to run around. And now I took that gate out and they have like that whole floor to run around on, and they don't go any further than when the gate was up. So was just complaining for no reason. I needed these tips. I need to remove some wallpaper and paint. Becky Lou, it really isn't. I had never done it before. I'm kind of fearless because I don't care about failure. Should we get back to pictures of my childhood? So I'll try anything. I was a little bit scared of the wallpaper situation. And my friend's sister came out and she was so fantastic because she just ripped that Band-Aid off, like literally started rooms I wasn't ready to start and took that wallpaper down and showed me how to do it. And she did like, the good enough for government work job. And then I had to go in there and like fine tune it all and sand it and primer and all that stuff. It wasn't that hard. And the good thing about wallpaper is like you have a good wall underneath it. Here's what I did here though. I'm a big fan of just like blobbing over everything. I had an apartment in Koreatown, Los Angeles, and those walls are made out of mashed potato mix. There wasn't anything you could do. You couldn't put a nail in the wall without the whole wall coming down or popping through some like weird 1919 fuse box. And so I really didn't want to experiment with breaching into the wall surface. So I just thought, just paint the wallpaper. It's there. It's relatively flat. But this is what I hear, Becky Lou. Do not do it. Because once you put paint on, paint is somewhat liquid by nature, and it could make the wallpaper bubble. And once, just like the popcorn ceiling, which thank God this house has really beautiful ceilings, because the old man that owned the house, he's such a nice old man, and he really did things well. He liked a lot of wallpaper, I gotta say. And he loved contact paper. Every surface is some kind of wood paneling, wallpaper, contact paper, like flooring on top of flooring. He really loved new surfaces. And this house had like 700 different kinds of flooring. Like every Saturday, he'd be like, I'm going to do this square feet, and I'm going to go over here and do 7 square feet over there. Before we get out of here, so the kitchen, I haven't even started with the kitchen, but I found these super cute chairs and I pulled up to buy them. And the lady was like, cause I have a 2-seater, like hot rod car. And she's like, these are not going to fit in your, they're going to fit. I'm good at Tetris and they fit and they're so cute. They just need a little bit of oil, but they're in good shape. And I bought this beautiful table. It's like quarter sawn oak, but it showed up. I saw it on Facebook Marketplace and I was like, that's the one. I'll give you more money to deliver it because I don't have the ability to drive things that large. Her brother dropped it off. Yes, Tetris music. And the table showed up and it was like crap. So it's got to be sanded and stained and it needs some work. But it's going to look really cute there. The dining room, I don't think I have any pictures of that room, but it's going to be a navy blue. And there's I think it's called Night, Knight, Dark Night. I think it's called that. But it's like a really midnighty blue and it's real inky, but it's got just enough green in it that it's not a purpley blue. It's a really deep, high pigment color. And it'll also look really good with all my wood. And I've got some sparkly like gold things, like a clock and some stuff. I haven't even started that room because one, it's just me. And so is that midnight blue? No, I think it's called Dark Night. And I don't know if night is spelled like night sky or like a knight in shining armor. But it is called Dark Night. I think it's a Lowe's color. So probably Valspar or something. And yeah, it's just me. So I basically just eat sitting on the floor scraping something. So I don't really need a table and chairs right now. I'm not there yet. It needs some more functionality. Okay, so speaking of function, Batman is the only Dark Knight I recognize. I know that you have a thing for Batman, sir, but there is another Dark Knight, and it's the paint that's going in my dining room. So speaking of functionality, I don't know if you can even see this, but these were the stairs. It was like, oh, you could see the green of the bedroom. So these stairs were a corroded, disgusting, vile carpet from many moons ago. And the carpet got pulled. And now the carpet got pulled, and it was just real wood underneath. And I really had a hard time deciding what I was going to do with the wood. I couldn't put carpet back on the stairs because I was going to have a renter, and she has a cat that throws up 24 hours a day. So I'm like, well, I'm not spending thousands of dollars to have carpet for a week and a half. So then it's just wood, but it's not like nice wood. So I was thinking, do I sand the floors and then stain them, which is ideal, but it's the cod piece that gets me. Are we still talking about Batman, or are you talking about my stairs? So, okay, so here are the stairs now. So this side is what was under the carpet, was just like a white primered paint that was like well worn. And so I just figured I'm going to paint the stairs. So the stairs are all getting painted this like really good chocolate brown. In fact, the brown is an ace color, and it's called hot coffee, morning coffee. It's called morning coffee, and it's a really good brown, like a realistic brown. And like ultimately you're not going to look at the stairs. It's all wood paneling going up. I have all these pictures of shipwrecks and old sea captains and oil paintings of like crazy sea stuff for whatever reason. I have a lot of collections of odd things, and that's all going in there, and it's going to look kind of like a galley anyway. I didn't take a picture of it, but I bought some little like stair carpets so that the stairs like feel nice under your feet, but it's not the cost of carpeting the stairs. And okay, so then that brings us to the second stairwell. And I mean, there's so many stairwells, but essentially, okay, so this was the stairwell. This goes from the kitchen to the music room. Which way am I going? And then to the basement. The basement's the best. I'm saving the best for last. And again, we have a ton of this wallpaper. It kind of gives me PTSD and reminds me of the wallpaper I had when I was a child. And then there was this like nasty carpet there, and then linoleum on the back riser, and a different linoleum on the floor. And it was all just a hot mess. Really gross. So are my fingernails, because I've been scraping. So then there was a lot of wallpaper to take down. And like when it's in the gluey mode, Becky Lou, like you really want to make sure that that gluey part of the wallpaper doesn't go on your floor, because it still is glue. And then clean it up before it dries. Get everything off when it's still like wet, and get all those floors nice and everything, because you don't want to haze and you don't want floor work to do, whatever. And I still had a lot to do, but essentially I bought a whole gallon of that mint. So the mint goes in the hallway, and then that's before I cleaned up all the little lines and everything. And then I started on taking off there was linoleum underneath the nasty carpet. That's coming off. And it's real freaking hardwood. Real hardwood covered by 37,000 surfaces of fake, cheap stuff. I don't understand, why would you ever put linoleum over real hardwood? So that looked like a horror monster on your stairs. It might be a horror monster. There's going to be monsters, Becky. So grab the kids. Hide their eyes. But okay, so I'm going to stain these stairs and put the like protective lips back on each stair, new, fresh. And I think just put some like little carpet pads on each stair just so that it's nice and it doesn't wear as hard over the years. Well, I think that's all I'm going to do, but I don't know because I've only gotten a stair and a half. This is the floor with the kitchen. And so I've only gotten to this disgusting stair. So who the hell knows what's underneath it? It could be like dead bodies shaped like a stair. I have no idea. And then the rest of the stairwell, there was like a whole piece missing out of the wall, and that's all been repaired. So that I'm kind of moving ahead, but I'll move over to as you get to the basement. No, I won't. Okay, so it's all mint and like, happy, whatever. I have a lot of collections of things, so I don't know exactly what's going in that hallway, but this house is so full of windows and nooks and built-ins that there's not a lot of wall. And I have a lot of wall stuff. So I don't know. I collect Victorian tintype photographs because I love human faces. So those might go in there. I also used to collect an inordinate amount of preserved insect specimens. So I've got a lot of bugs. Sounds grosser than it is. They're really actually very pretty, butterflies and really cool beetles and stuff. And that's kind of a good place for them. So I'm just not really sure. But then as you go into the basement, things take a turn. We'll get back to that. Let's go to the bathroom. The bathroom had this fake parquet floor, and it was so slippery, this fake parquet 12 by 12 tile floor, that someone was going to die in there. Like, I'm not kidding. I was slipping in like regular work boots were slipping on this floor. And so I'm like, the floor's really flat. There's got to be something underneath it. And so I started to pull the tile, those 12 by 12s, and there's this tiny little pool tiles underneath it. It's so fantastic. I just love that little vintagey tile. It's so kind of funky. So let me see if I've got a good picture. So this was it before with the funky whatever tile. It's kind of a big bathroom because it's got a huge built-in. This old man made this beautiful built-in vanity for his wife, and it's got this big mirror with its own light, and it has like all the shelving that a lady could want for every perfume on earth, which is why those cabinets also needed 73,000 coats of primer and paint, because you just walk in there and it smells like old lady, like that real heavy perfume. So that all needed to be encapsulated. Every square inch was painted. Except for the floor. So then the floor ended up being really great. It's really cute. And then you can't see, but the wall is also, it's little tiny white 1-inch tiles with a little blue dot every now and again. Just a blue tile, like little bubbles kind of going up. So it's real cute. And there was wallpaper from hell in this room too. I don't think I had a picture of that wallpaper. It's burned into my brain though. There was wallpaper everywhere. A lot of wallpaper. And so wallpaper's gone. I don't have a picture of that. Oh, I do. It's now this really great, it's almost like painter's tape blue, but it's called Pool Party. And it's a really clean, vibrant blue. It's not painter's tape blue. It's lighter and brighter than that. There's no gray to it. It's very clean blue. And it's a little bit brighter than the floor, but I didn't want anything with like the gray in it. I wanted it to be really like vibrant and full of energy. But so there was a lot of caulking to do, caulk on top of caulk. But then I discovered this stuff, and it's such a cheat. And it's this stuff, it's like a tape, like a foam tape almost, or a rubber tape. and it's got kind of a crease in the center of it, and you like smush it in. I was doing that till super late last night. And then any little tiny bit you can like just caulk when you go into the inner edges. That tile is a treasure. I know, it really is cute. And so this bathroom is now kind of like I don't even know what to even call it. There's like a lot of sinking ships in a bottle and stuff in there. It's kind of weird. But a lot of like gold in there. And so there's stuff to do with faucets and things, but the bathroom is now functional. It was a lot of like standing on piles of old wallpaper and like the tile, because that tile had been sitting underneath that linoleum for so long, it had to be scrubbed and scraped. But my friend's sister who came to help was so amazing. And she was like, just take a bucket and put some baking soda and a little bit of Dawn dish soap. And that's all you really need to clean the floor. And I'm like, there's all this like grime, like we're going to need Goo Gone or something. And she's like, no, all you need is a little bit of Dawn, a little bit of baking soda. Magical. Cleaned it. Now the grout isn't perfect. It is like 100-year-old grout. But there's no chips taken out of it. So I'm not going to be scraping that grout only to put more gray grout in it. I think you're just not going to look at the grout. All I do is look at the grout right now, but I think I'm just obsessed and I've been sitting on the floor too long. And then I also got a nice blue rug in there, again, a washable, and it's a really beautiful rug. Also, salt will work. Salt. I didn't try salt. Don't make me go back and scrape my entire bathroom floor again. I'm obsessed with this grout. And the vanity is really cute. All those cabinets. There's just a lot of space in the bathroom, which is really, really nice. Because I even have like a cabinet for all my pajamas. Because you take a bath at the end of the day, and it's like, you know, why run upstairs in your robe when like all your PJs are like right there? So it's super exciting. Okay, before we get to the basement, which is the Pizza de Resistance, I haven't really gone outside yet. I have mowed the lawn several times. If you were a serial killer and saw my lawn, you would know that a single woman lives there. Because I don't do very well, and I feel like if America's Funniest Videos was still on air, that my neighbors would probably be filming me, because I have this big like John Deere riding mower. I mean, I don't have like 30 acres, but it's enough. You can't do it with a push mower. Having a stroke. Push mower. And so I'm like riding this thing going, yeehaw! In fact, I need to get a cowgirl hat for my riding lawnmower. I don't know if I'll make it with like AstroTurf fake lawn on it, but it's going to be ugly just to further punish my neighbors who seem to think that you should mow your lawn like every hour and a half. These men like to mow their lawn. Cool. I don't. Because here's the thing. If I mow the lawn flawlessly today and I'm sweating and I take up all this time to mow the lawn, you still need to mow the lawn next week. If I scrape the tile in the bathroom, it's done. I don't need to do it again. Check it off the list. That's how I'm prioritizing. So anyway, I haven't really gotten into the yard too much. I don't think I planted a little bit of mint just to do it. There's some things that are coming up naturally, and I just want to see what the yard does for like a year before I decide to put this in. When I bought it, it was February. It was very snowy. Had no idea that these giant, beautiful hostas were growing that come up in the spring. Would have had no idea in February. So what else comes up? I'm told that there's this beautiful little flower bed with this big angel statue over it. And I guess she's the angel of tomatoes, because I guess that's where the tomatoes grow. Nothing has come up there except for weeds. And I haven't even pulled any weeds yet. Like, I haven't touched anything yet. So, but I did get some things for the yard today, which I thought I would horrify you with. before I horrify my neighbors, I went to Hobby Lobby and they had the stupidest tin freaking dinosaurs that you've ever seen. And so I had to collect them all. They're like a foot tall and they're uglier than anything. Like, I just can't wait to find a place in the yard where nobody will steal them. I have one of those like fake owls in the yard and somehow its head is gone. I guess somebody stole it at some point. They are awesome. Thank you. They're hollow. So I feel like with the tornado weather that we get here, that they're going to fly away. So I was actually thinking about like getting some like sandbags and like stitching them to the sandbags. I don't know, but I want them to be more set. So maybe I'll make some little like feet for them and then pour a little concrete square and have each one in their own concrete square. I don't want my Parasaurolophus blowing away. Be very sad. Bamboo skewers. No, I'm talking metal and concrete. I'm talking forever. I'm talking whoever owns this house 100 years from now is going to be like I am now, opening drawers and going like, why is there a doorbell in the middle of this hallway? So that brings us to my favorite place. And I think that we need, I didn't even tell you guys, I put some really good emojis in the Rumble chat. If you're on YouTube, I'm sorry, you can't see. But come over to Rumble and you can see some nice psychedelic 60s, 70s madness. Ooh, I need that one there. Disco lights. Yes, and monsters. Ooh, that's a good monster. I like to change up the emojis. Oh, yeah. Godzilla with the sunglasses on is kind of the vibe I'm going for. It's going to be very, like, B-movie horror psychedelic. I don't know. Okay, here's why. When I bought this house, and still, the entire basement is heavily dusted with red shag carpet, like everywhere. Red shag rug. It's got a dry bar that's got red shag trim on it. Just, when you spill your drink and you want it to soak into the bar for the rest of the night. It has a bench that's all red shag. I don't know why you would sit on a red shag bench in a red shag, but it was the 60s and 70s. And I imagine there were some party people that lived in this place. It's so much red that in thinking of like but it's in really good condition, oddly enough. Like, I don't think anybody ever walked through there with shoes on. So I'm like, oh, the shag is staying. And my couch that I've had 100 years, if you've known me 20 years, I have a red couch. Like, I've always had the same red couch. I'm like, well, that's going in the basement. But then that starts to become like a lot of red. And I didn't want it to look like a swinger sex dungeon. And I didn't want it to look like a vampire or like lair. And I didn't want it to look like a murder retreat. So I'm like, I got to catch this up because there's a lot of dark energy. That's like, there's a lot of red. And I love red, but it really needs to be like brightened and lightened. And so then I kind of was just like thinking about like things that are fun because it's a basement. Nobody has to see it. You don't have to take it seriously. I mean, my bedroom is Creature from the Black Lagoon, so I don't really know how like seriously I'm taking the whole decor process. But I started thinking about this t-shirt that I got on Temu, and this is so my vibe. It's like scary, sexy, like pizza sloth. And I was like, okay, I want my basement to be like horror, but like campy and fun and friends and just like silly. So we discovered this website called Redbubble, and it's artists that put their stuff up on there. Like, I have a, what is that called? Sticker mule, but that's for like idiots that can't design anything. Well, I'm on there. But this Redbubble thing, they have these like really great artists that come up with all kinds of stuff. And I found this guy who made these like movie monsters, and they're so awesome. And so when you walk into the basement, it's chaos right now. I think I have a picture of it. I didn't really organize there's a whole area for like sewing, but then there's this dry bar that's there, and it's got like 3 mirrors. The people who own this place really liked mirrors because they're freaking everywhere. And so ignore that whole sewing center, because I think that's going to be like a flip out bed or something, because like a guest room could be in this like super fun basement. Even though I have 3 totally unused bedrooms upstairs, I still think this is going to be like the room that you want to stay in. And so there's the red shag, and then the red shag trim, and there's all this brick here, and then like faux brick behind. And so, oh, here's another picture of the bar. I don't know what I need a bar for. All I know is that these monsters are going to be incorporated. So I figured I would take the 3 mirrors and use those frames to put my monsters in. So I bought those posters. And then what I'm going to do is spray paint the frames with like glow-in-the-dark neon spray paint. And then just like have a whole neon monster vibe. So then I started finding all these like great images of like monsters partying it up. And I don't know that I'm going to use those monsters, but it just got me thinking like what I could do. And so like color palettes, it's going to be like a lot of electric orange and raspberry. And I don't know like if I'm going to paint the brick. If anybody has any ideas, Molly Sleuth at Gmail. I don't know if I'm going to paint the brick. It can't stay gray. That's against my vibe. Monster Mash needs to be playing 24/7, 365. I feel like after like the 4th time, that would get a little bit old. Although one time I was at Astro Burger in Hollywood, and they had those little, like you put the quarter in and you could like pick a song at your table, and it plays it for like the whole restaurant. And I put in like $10 of quarters, and I just kept requesting the Carpenters, that Shooby-Doo Lang Lang song. And then like the 3rd time it played, people at other tables were like, God damn it. They were all pissed off. And like the song would be about to be over, and I'd start laughing because I knew it was about to start again. Kind of a dick. Anyway, so then that kind of softens the red couch. And then I'm going to get, so they make these like chair covers. So electric lime green and maybe some like raspberry chairs. I've really been sort of like not getting the chairs yet, so I haven't quite figured it out. I did buy like a bunch of like weird 60s glassware in like reds and oranges and like electric colors. And then, so here's a vibe, pretty much like that. I love this color. I don't know if you could even see, but it's the most electric fuchsia color, and that will really dumb down the red of the thing. I bought a couple of these swag lights, which are going to be really fun, except, where's my Rant glasses? I bought them on Amazon, and they were supposed to be here in 5 days. It's been 3 weeks. And they still don't have a tracking number. And the guy's like, oh, yeah, they'll be there by the 4th of July. Bro, just give me a tracking number. Like, if you're going to mail them, just give me a tracking number. Oh, they're coming from China. Well, that's not what the listing said. Well, just buy them again, and then we'll ship them locally. Like, sir, I already gave you $300. I'm not giving you $300 more because this time you swear you'll ship it. Like, that's not how this is working. Oh, I got some lava lights. These ones are pretty good. They're quality too. I mean, they are the Lava Light brand. There were a lot of ones online, and I just wasn't really sure. But as a firefighter, I don't really want things like burning down my house, especially like lights that are hot that you're going to leave on for a long time. So I bought those too. And then I bought these weird things. This is like, I just keep going down a rabbit hole. It's so bizarre. So they make these like things for like autistic kids, and there are these like squishy tiles. And they have like oil. Do you remember those stickers? Becky Lou, did you ever have stickers like that when you were a kid? Or Pammy, did you ever have stickers that were like the oil and water and squishy ones? And so I bought some smaller tiles. And you had me at Things for Autistic Kids. Listen, there's some things. Come over. There's some things. You'll have fun. So I got those tiles. I'm not entirely certain what I'm going to do with it. They're too squishy to put on the floor, like we're for people walking with like shoes on. Because there's a whole nother bathroom in the basement that I haven't even thought about yet. I'm thinking electric green with all my electric pink towels because it's still part of the whole alien situation. Oh, speaking of aliens. Okay, so as you're going in the mint, you ever just take a self-assessment and you're like, oh, Mal, you've really lost it? As you're going through the mint vortex down into the monster mash, there's going to be fuchsia curtains. And then they've got some really like neon things that are holding them back. And the cords that are holding them back are held by these like monster fingers. And what I'm doing is I'm taking those, like, they make these little fingers, like if you're learning how to do a manicure, it's just a little like block with a single finger on it. And then like you're supposed to be able to like learn how to do people's fingers by having this weird finger. Well, I'm getting two, and I'm going to paint them like monster fingers. So those are going to hold the curtains back. And then this like creep show sign is going to be like above, like sort of in the curtain top, so that you are like well aware that you're about to be in the monster mash. On Nickelodeon TV, slime. Oh, there's not slime. Oh, yeah, slime. What if there was a slime pit? Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, but also in that mint vortex, I got this great art on Temu. This show is not brought to you by Temu. I have no sponsors. Molly Sleuth at Gmail. Taco Bell, talking to you. But I found this great art of just weird alien apocalyptic excitement. So I got these on canvas, and they're really fun, and they look good with the mint. I haven't put them up yet because the curtains have to be there first so that I can gauge, because I'm one of those people that I don't measure, I just eyeball it. So I have to eyeball it. It's just going to be a lot of fun. And coming from like being homeless earlier this year for a couple of months, which was pretty terrible, not being allowed to decorate my motel room, and going through a whole lot of hell, moving into an absolute crack house for 13 nights before I went to urgent care. It's kind of just like time to have some fun. And I was obsessed as a kid, and now I can't stand slime. I just feel like slime and carpet are not the two great tastes that taste great together. But also it's like cold. But if you like slime, though, I will say, Pammy, you might like these stupid things because it's safe slime. It's squishy enough, but it's totally dry, and you won't have to wash your hands afterwards. Just don't step on it with high heels because they are like squishier than they look. They say tiles. They're not tiles. They're like flat bags of goo. So it's going to be like, I don't know. It's just going to be kind of fun and stupid, and like, what's life about if you can't be fun and stupid? So I think that's all I really wanted to talk about tonight, was just to share my house. But honestly, after seeing all that, if you have any like links to things that you think I might need, for sure, send them my way. MollySleuth at Gmail. Okay, while you were writing down my email, I am putting out a call to action. I want to do the show, and I need a little bit of help from you guys. And the only direction that I'm going to give you, and don't forget to hit the like, please. Thank you, Ben. The only direction I'm going to give you is draw me a tree. I want to collect trees from different people. Whatever kind of tree, draw it physically and then send me a photo of it or scan it, whatever. But I want you to physically draw it. Don't put it in Grok. Although I had some fun with Grok this week, but I think it's a little darker than I want to admit. So, but yeah, draw me a tree and send it to mollysooth@gmail.com. I will not tell anybody whose tree this is, unless you want me to. And, but I just want to see people's trees. There's a reason for it. I'm not telling you. It might affect your tree. And I want your tree to be you. I want these to be very different trees. Draw it on whatever you want. A gum wrapper, a wall, whatever. Draw me a tree and send them to mollysooth@gmail.com. And that'll be in a couple of weeks. But next week, Randy's coming back. He will be back on his homestead. And we're talking sex. Randy was my old partner at LAPD. And we've seen a lot of things. And we know a lot of things. And I think what we kind of want to talk about is this like generation of like, we don't know people very well, but we're still having sex with them. And then like 30 years later, all of a sudden you have allegations from the Me Too movement. So we want to talk about consent and how to protect yourself from crazy girls that swear that the baby is yours, and people who swear that there was no consent given, even though you have all these like skeezy photos that she sent you beforehand. Is it still consent? If she texts you and says, I'm coming over for A, B, and C, and you do A, B, and C, is that still consent? We're going to talk about it next week. So 2 LAPD cops telling you how to have sex. I feel like that's kind of a good one. And then we'll talk about all kinds of other weird stuff revolving prostitution. Maybe I'll tell my prostitute story again when I was undercover for LAPD. That was a pretty fun time. So, okay, well, I'm going to stop the YouTube stream because I'm going to go out with some music. And that's about it. If you guys want me to answer any questions next week, especially if you have sex questions, for sure, sex and the law, or if you want to know anything about being on the dating apps, for God's sake, I've been kicked off all of them. Actually, I have an Instagram that I had years ago called I'd Rather Die Alone, and that's still up someplace with screenshots of my horrors. Oh, hi, Christopher Leland. Hi and bye. I didn't get to see you guys tonight. So I will see you guys next week, and I'll be with Randy. So that's fun. So let me take YouTube off.